Welcome into the Cover 4 podcast. Taylor Stern, Jesse Hawley, Dave Hellman, and Lindsay Draper.
What's up?
Hey, guys.
Friday, and we're rolling right along. The Steelers started Week 10 off pretty strong. 52-14 win.
Like football score right there. That's like a college football score right there.
Yeah, how did that happen? Honestly,
I don't know.
It's very rare to see just an NFL game turn into a total bloodbath like that. I mean, 21 points is a beatdown in the NFL, and that game was 38 at one point.
They scored 14 points in 24 seconds.
I mean, do you feel bad for the Panthers?
No.
Bad?
I feel bad that the game wasn't more interesting.
I feel bad for the fans that the game wasn't more interesting.
Yeah, which ones?
Because here's the thing. This Thursday Night Football has been something that's been kind of a beatdown of the last couple of years with terrible Thursday night games. And this was supposed to be a good matchup. The Carolina Panthers were playing pretty good football this year. Pittsburgh started out a little bit rough, but they've picked their game up. But you thought it was going to be a much more competitive game, and Carolina just didn't show up.
They didn't. Now, I bet the Cowboys wish that had been the case for them Week 1.
Here we are.
Got it.
Would have been a different season. Don't you think it would have been a different season just in general if the Cowboys would have started 52-14 against the Carolina Panthers?
52-14?
Like, if that's the only thing that was different? No. Yeah.
Oh, so like the rest of the season stays the same. You just have this dominant Week 1 performance?
So
they'd be 4-5.
4-4, and they look like crap in the other 6 games, but they won that one. That would have been way more fun, I'll tell you that.
Is confidence a real thing?
Yes.
Because everyone talked about after the Jacksonville game that, getting that big win like that puts you in the momentum for the right direction. Is that real?
Well, momentum and confidence, I think, are two separate things. When you're confident in what you do, like there's a swag about you. You go about
a
doing
Dez Bryant swag.
Just in swag in general. Like when shooters are on, they're on, right? They're in this zone where they can't miss, and when throwers are on, it's just the confidence thing is definitely, and it can go either way. It can be what you saw after Atlanta's game last year, where confidence were just shook and just gone, and players can lose jobs because of that, because they just can't recover from that. And in baseball, they call it the yips. Where, a dude all his life been able to pick the ball up and throw it to first base or throw it back to home plate.
That's one of the most bizarre things to watch
Lens
ever.
knows
Like, you
about
just
the
feel
yips.
so bad.
Do you, or are you like
for them
furious? You're like, come on, it's a routine ground ball.
I feel bad. It's usually the catcher that gets the yips, okay?
Really? I thought it was more like...
It can be anyone. But, like, throwing it back to the pitcher or a throwdown is just... Anyways, back to football.
Why? We can talk about baseball. There's no set topic here.
Our numbers are just declining right now. Everyone gets so angry.
Now, we talked about swagger, and everyone used to talk about Dez Bryant swagger. He had the swagger in the Saints uniform yesterday.
He looked good, man.
Wave cap Dez.
Does anyone not look good in those uniforms?
Jesse loves that he
true.
was wearing a wave cap at practice.
Yeah.
Day one. Is that swagger you're talking about?
The dynamics of the wave cap, it means something. Like if the tail would have been out, like that means business. When your wave cap tail is out, so he had it knotted up. So I guess he's kind of gearing up. But when you put the wave cap on, yeah, it was knotted up.
Okay.
No, the cape wasn't waving. If the cape is waving,
then it's go time.
Oh,
It was
Does
it's go
Cheeto's
time.
cape wave? He wears a. He
He's
doesn't
more
wear
of a
that.
headband
Yeah,
guy.
it's more like a
Yeah.
do-rag
No,
type.
no.
he had a legit wave cap on with the tie string, like a wave cap, not a skull cap, not one of the the
it was new
the
for
stocking
him.
caps.
That's not something I'm used to seeing
Right,
him wear.
that's what I'm saying.
So is he trying to just like totally do all things new?
I know, because
Like-
that was the weirdest thing about yesterday is he talked to the New Orleans media in a Saints sideline beanie. It's the same
thing. He used
beanie
to
that
do
he
that
wore here
here.
every day. It was just different colors with a different
And it was
logo.
like as
Spoiled.
soon as it went below 60 degrees, Dez was wearing the beanie. Every day.
I'm not trying to be contrarian, but Dez used to wear a beanie in May. Like he didn't care.
Dave and him were just so tight.
That was
I mean,
my
no
guy.
one knows Desmond better than
Than Dave.
David.
My
Yeah.
guy. He called me to tell me he was signing.
He
was
let
like-
you know before, but
he's
you
like,
just didn't want to break it.
No,
right?
yeah, I didn't want to put him on blast like that.
Yeah.
But he,
Way to go.
I gave him some recommendations in the old neighborhood. And,
Hold on. Saw on Twitter that, speaking of recommendations, that Tony Romo and Jason Witten were talking to Dez the whole time, like, about the Saints.
Tones Romes?
Yeah. Like, did you guys see that?
No, I didn't.
Apparently, they were in communication, like, through all the negotiations, like, scheming to help him out.
Why, though? Like,
Advice, maybe?
They're friends. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
They're friends, but I also am like, ooh, is that tea?
That's all you care about. You just want
It's
tea.
a Cover 4 podcast on a Friday. I want tea.
Jesse was texting Dez.
It's true.
Jesse was giving him the
spill
scoops.
There's nothing to spill. There's nothing to spill.
Jesse withholds all tea.
Yes, he does.
There's
He
nothing to
does.
spill.
We
He's
don't
not
know
trying to
about the
spill
tea
tea
of
on the
Jesse.
He sips in private.
What is tea about Jason Witten and Tony Romo
I
helping
mean,
their
I think
teammate?
that would be like.
You know what? I'm not going to do that today.
Are you
I'm not
saying-
gonna get my spoons out and start stirring at 9:09?
You just
in
said
the
that's what
morning.
you want.
Well, I think. Are you saying because you didn't think that they had as good of a relationship?
I think I'm just like
Can I break a myth?
interesting.
Yeah.
Sipping your tea.
That they are all sipping, doing their best to get him on a potential Super Bowl winning team. You know what, though? Everyone here in the locker room, Tyrone Crawford was like, no, Jalen Smith was like, I can't wait to play Dez.
I don't think there's a single person here that's like upset about what he
No,
did. Like,
right. Everyone would help out.
I
if
saw
they could.
Jalen last night, and I was kind of like, he wasn't particularly talking to me, but he was talking in a circle, and the comment came up about what do you think about Dez in New Orleans, and he had nothing but great things to say about Dez, and he just was super excited about him, and he's like super adamant about I want his jersey.
Jess, you got a shout out on Periscope. You're a good homie, not talking to people about personal conversations. You know what? You know what? We deserve to know those.
But
moving
can
on.
I break a, before we
I'm
get
just
to the
kidding.
game?
break the
'Cause I'm
myth.
gonna-
I just want to break a small myth.
Break
Like,
it.
myth.
There's this myth that there's like football players and there's no beef. Like when you hear people say something about another player, like there's no real beef in sports. Like it really isn't.
There's no real beef
there's no
in
like.
sports.
Remember the whole Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. They stood on the star last week.
That's not beef.
That's
I
not
promise
beef.
you, if they see Kevin Byard in Vegas or in Miami,
they
dap
probably wouldn't
up.
even know who he is. First of all,
They'll dap him up. They'll clink champagne bottles together. There's like I promise you, Kevin Byard will be at the Pro Bowl this year, and there'll be a Cowboy at the Pro Bowl this year, and it will be zero smoke at the Pro Bowl. There'll be zero smoke when they go to the All-Star game or to Vegas or to Miami or to some sort of event.
so no beef. I feel like, for example, maybe this weekend there's beef with Golden Tate and the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's
Like,
like
kinda
that's
like-
on the field beef.
Sean Lee.
Okay, on the field beef exists.
Yeah.
Off the field beef.
Like Dez
is
said,
myth.
Snake Lee, right? But I promise you,
did.
there's no
He
beef
did.
there.
He sure did.
There's no beef there. I promise. Watch pregame.
What?
Watch pregame. You'll see Dez and you'll see Sean Lee embrace at some point in time in the game, whether it's before, whether it's
Yeah.
after, in the offseason.
This is true.
And the thing is that especially here in the DFW area, you guys know this. So many athletes of all sports live in the
That's true.
DFW area.
It's
they
just-
train together. They vacation in the same spots. They party in the same clubs. And it's almost impossible to have real serious beef
And
in sports.
They are members of a very tiny fraternity where only they can really relate to each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. They need
Then-
each other.
Which-
Jesse, I want you to go in on Dez Bryant and the other young stars that will be going up to him and just talking to him pregame, postgame, because you said that was distracting. There will
Yeah.
be players that will be starstruck by seeing Dez Bryant.
Yeah, they will. And they shouldn't. You should want to beat Dez Bryant's brain
I think
in.
this week, or not
Brain
this week,
in.
I don't think it'll be. Are you talking about when they play the Cowboys?
Yeah.
I think it's more friendship than starstruck.
Yeah, nobody on
Friendship.
this team is going to be starstruck because they all know Dez. They're
But-
like, yeah, what's up?
They are going to be hugging and embracing just as you see.
Now,
if you're
after
watching.
the game, I'm fine with them hugging and embracing. What's up, bro? We miss you. Yada yada yada. Well, that's the crazy part about it is that like he lives here. These guys like they see him every week. Like when Dez goes out, they're at the same clubs.
Let's-
It's not like you haven't seen Dez in years.
Dez is a father.
Let's turn this toward the Eagles game because it's something that is curious to me because in the modern age of the NFL, like, again, free agency has been a thing since these players were born. Like, they don't know what it's like to just be controlled by their club for their entire career,
Right.
like back in the day. Rivalries, largely, like, outside the fan base, aren't really that real anymore for that reason. Like, the players
Right.
like and respect each other too much. And yet, every time the Cowboys get ready to play the Eagles, like the Eagles run their mouths off, like just
The Eagles do.
No, I know
Keyword.
the Cowboys never say anything. The Eagles, but they're just like, oh, we hate them, blah blah blah. Like the Philly and Dallas, like every
I keep it really controlled.
single time.
That's being a product of your environment.
Oh, I was gonna say they're pandering. That's all. Like I just think they're pandering to their fan base because they know that's what they want to hear.
For
Like,
sure. Like
if-
the radio.
Yeah.
If you like, I'm from up north, so like people in New York and Philly and New Jersey, like that's what we do. We talk aggressively. We have to be, we got to just say something.
Gotta yell.
You got to yell. And,
Got to get everyone rambunctious.
Yeah.
As a reporter, I appreciate it because it makes the week leading up to the game interesting. But
Lane Johnson
I don't-
cussed his grandmother out last year.
she's a Cowboys fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He grew up in Texas.
But I'm
so
just
did
like
Jason Peters.
I don't believe it. Okay, Jason Peters is like he's been with the Eagles for like a decade. All these guys, but like you could be in Buffalo next year. You don't hate the Cowboys.
Like if Lane got traded tomorrow, he'd come here and put the star on with so much pride and so much.
That's
He would.
Texas
I
boy
agree.
all
Yeah,
day.
I'm so glad to be back. Texas is.
It's, Brent Selleck was like, I could never wear the stars. Like your career's over. That's why.
Money
Like
talk.
if the Cowboys wanted to pay you to play tight end, who
Career's
would?
over.
What other player said he would never play? Was it he would never play for the? Oh, Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen.
Stop, Jalen. Stop.
Seriously.
If they cut the check, you put the star on and you
Do
be
you
happy.
think?
Don't lie to me. Yes.
He would never stand up and be like, no, I'm not coming.
No. He'd be
And
like,
go home and sit in an apartment.
how
He'd be
much
like,
guaranteed?
No state tax.
Cool.
Okay. Where can I find a house at? Well, no state tax
Yeah.
in Florida either. But yeah, I mean, that's.
Well, we have 5 minutes until I'm going to debut a new game here.
Oh wow.
Yes. So 5 minutes. 5 minute breakdown. Do the Cowboys get the first road win at the Eagles on Sunday Night Football?
Jeez, just put it out there.
Just put it out
Is that
there.
a part of the game?
No.
Oh.
This is the 5 minute preview
Okay.
to the game.
What was the question?
Are they gonna win?
Cowboys?
Sips tea, Lens. Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
sips her tea.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it out there.
Mm.
Me, you already know this. Taylor, you know this. So we do a gut feeling every week.
Mm-hmm.
We write an article. Nobody likes it. It's the highest number on our site each week. Thanks a lot for reading it, guys. Ruining my life. Fridays, we do our picks. I am 1-7
You're not doing very well.
in my picks.
You're not doing very
Meaning
well.
they do the opposite of the obvious because most of the time, I feel like I've picked the obvious.
What was the
most
one
of the
win
time.
that you had?
Giants.
Okay.
So, I am picking an L so the Cowboys will dub.
So you're
This
doing
week.
like the old reverse psychology
Yeah.
thing.
It isn't. It's proven. This is my record hanging on your desk.
It's
Dave
statistical
has
data.
a record hanging on his
What's
desk.
Dave's record?
I am 4-4.
What's everyone's?
You're
Honest-
right. You're a Cowboy. For
Brian
real.
was 5-0 to start.
I know.
Brian is 5-0, but he slipped to 5-3.
Steady mobbing.
He's on a 3-game losing streak.
Mickey has picked a win every week, so
Mickey's
he's
got the same record as the Cowboys.
Yes.
Which so do I, but not because I've only picked wins. I was wrong. I picked a loss against Jacksonville, and they proved me wrong there.
Same.
That's a win.
Like, of course, everyone picked an L. The whole entire staff
No, Mickey
Everyone
didn't.
picked a win for the Titans.
picked a win for the Titans
Which
easily.
people think we're you're haters. We all picked them to beat the Titans, and
Yeah.
they let us down.
I mean, we could go down the whole schedule.
Isn't that always funny? Like people are like, oh, you're such a homer. I'm like, come on, guys, stop it. Like,
or hater or hater.
oh, I've heard hate. Listen, if I had $1 for every time I heard someone call me a hater or I'm bitter,
Yep.
that I got cut from the Cowboys,
Yep.
I would own cover 4. I would own the
I
entire.
mean,
Trademark.
what is the
LLC.
price? What is the price tag on cover
It's
four,
high.
It's
really?
pretty,
pretty high up
It's
there,
high.
y'all.
It's high.
I keep going back and forth about this game. I don't feel 100% sure about what I want to say, but I just
When you just start with the lines, start with their defensive line,
well,
Cowboys
here's
offensive
the,
line.
if the Cowboys are gonna
That's as far as you need to go.
if the Cowboys are gonna win, it's because they take advantage of the Eagles secondary. And what have they shown us that we should believe that they can? And so combine that with the fact that it's a road
Amari?
game, probably an L.
Amari Cooper.
He could, sure. It's gonna-
was what Amari did last week? Were you guys like satisfied? Like, okay, that was good. He was definitely
He's
involved.
here to eat.
Absolutely.
5
Sat-
for 58 touchdown.
satisfied. No,
Satisfied?
No. He had a solid game, but like it could be better.
Oh no! But I was satisfied with the fact that
with his
was-
implementation.
he's only
I
here for
guess.
7 days.
Yeah.
like getting in the offense.
I was very happy with that game. But,
Okay.
but I mean,
We want
But
more.
you're gonna need
Need
more.
more.
You're
Hopefully-
gonna
more.
need.
hopefully 58 yards is not his career high with the Cowboys. Like, hopefully he can do better. But I thought it was a good effort. Why are you looking at me like that?
just
Better,
just
big
laughing
fella.
about my game over here. It's not even going to be that exciting.
What do
once
you
it
think's
really
going to
gets-
happen, Tay?
Honestly, I don't think that Carson Wentz has had as great of a season this year so far. He's been sacked a lot, but I do think the Cowboys get the loss.
It seems like people look at the Cowboys like, all right, that's a team we're going to get right on. Like everyone looks for the Cowboys to right their ship. Like it seems that way. Like everyone gets a little bit better after they get done playing.
This
Like they're
Cowboys.
catching their stride from the Cowboys
Yeah.
game, or starting to get into their stride.
This team is just a poster boy for the parody of the NFL. Like they can beat you 40-7, or they can not score 15 points. Like
You know what's interesting is I was about to say I think they have the pieces and the talent, but earlier this week I was listening to another podcast here, and Nate Newton was asked that question by fans, and he said no, don't have the pieces.
to do what? I mean, to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They're
No,
probably.
it wasn't to win the Super Bowl, but I think just in general, like, are you good with this?
I think this roster overall is pretty solid. Like
Yeah.
obviously
I do
They
too.
are.
When you think about the defense,
they need a tight end. They need
Yes.
better safeties. They need
Offensive line.
might need help on their offensive line depending on a few things.
But when you look around the league at other teams, you're like, man, other teams need those things
That's-
too.
Yeah,
No,
it's- I mean,
exactly.
it's not
And-
it's
and
not
they're-
a unique process.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not like
there may be 3 teams where they're just like, oh, we're good at everything pretty much. It's not a
the
long
Rams,
list.
right? Like they're one of those
Right.
top to bottom rosters, legit.
The teams that do, which this is going to suck to say about the Cowboys because they have that too, but the teams that have all that stuff are teams that have great quarterbacks who aren't costing them a lot of money. Carson Wentz comes to mind, Jared
Right.
Goff.
And that's
not
the
Used
playing
to be a
great.
Russell Wilson
Like,
type
Yeah.
situation.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
everybody
but
got
now look,
expensive.
Russell Wilson's making a ton of money, and they
Make
don't
100
have
million.
anybody around him anymore.
Yeah. All right, ready for
game
the
time.
game.
What's it called?
Guess Who? It's a playoff what we did yesterday.
love
We
it.
did a
Let's
little
play.
Guess Who on the show yesterday,
I mean,
guessing opponent
You got to
players.
turn your screen a little bit so I
Yeah,
don't cheat.
turning the screen.
'Cause I
This
will
one's
cheat.
quotes, though. You have to guess who said
Is this around the entire league?
It's around coaches, but primarily Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones who said it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This is easy.
there we go.
Yeah, if I
said
don't
it?
get all these right, I'm going to be mad.
This is going to be cake.
It's
Okay.
gonna be-
What about tea?
We'll
about-
see.
What about cake and tea?
Delicious.
I could do cake and tea.
Coffee cake.
Okay, who's
What are you
ready
doing,
for
Dave?
this one?
I'm sorry.
Bring it. I'm going to get this.
You got to put me on blast like
Sorry,
that, man.
the camera's right there looking at you.
It's not cut on me. It's fine.
All right, first one. I promise you that during my
Jerry.
life, I was.
Jason doesn't make promises.
No, he doesn't.
That's a good one.
He doesn't.
High five. Ding.
You're asking these questions to people who spend their lives listening to
Does
quotes.
not make promises. He won't even tell us if someone's going to practice.
Okay. The question of many college quarterbacks is can they operate in the pro game, in the pro system? Can they not only function under the early, especially
Not
with our
only
game,
ding, Jason.
ding, Jerry Jones.
Oh,
Yes.
you were feeling yourself a little.
See,
bit.
see how
Yep.
confidence got
See,
you?
You were
I'm
seeing-
looking at the sentence structure.
Oh,
rather
yeah,
than the-
100%.
Okay, I'm
Takes
done now.
absolutely no talent to hustle or compete, set the standard.
Oh, Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett.
Set the standard. Come on.
All right. This one's going to be a random one.
Is this
done.
only going to
This
be
is
Jerry
Dave.
or Jason? I guess.
This one is a random famous coach,
Oh boy. Okay.
famous basketball coach.
All right, John Wooden.
One player's selfish attitude can poison a locker room
Coach
and
K.
make it hard, if not impossible,
Ariana.
to establish teamwork.
Wooden.
Did you hear mine?
Those are all wrong.
Okay.
Roy Williams.
Kim Mulkey.
Kim Mulkey.
Gino Auriemma.
Dean Smith, Jesse.
Okay.
Dang, you threw that one in there for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that one was.
Thank you.
That's why I
Thank
was
you.
laughing earlier
Thank
because
you.
I was like, I'm
She
assuming you
had
might get
tea.
this.
Okay,
Now
that
this
wasn't
one
tea,
is
sorry.
not a coach, but a famous icon that it also inspires the masses.
Icon.
Did
living.
Taylor pull these off her like
Save for Dave.
daily motivation board or what? Just like
Turn your wounds into wisdom. This is a quote
God.
I actually gave Lindsay 2 weeks ago.
See?
It is
Oprah.
seize
So,
the
bro.
day.
Taylor wants everything to be Oprah.
I do.
Carpe diem.
You'll get a car. You'll get a car. You'll get a car.
Okay. Again, between Jason and Jerry. Risk takes on a lot of different forms.
Jerry.
That's Jerry.
So he's about that
Risk.
risk, baby.
He loves to,
Jason ain't taking no risk.
It's true. He punted on 4th and 1 from the 40.
That is...
Sorry.
It's
I've got a little
aggressive.
reputation as willing to take a risk.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Between Jerry and Jason. It's the only thing we can control in our lives. Can't control the past, success, failure, what this
Jason.
person says or what the person says.
Jason.
Yeah. How'd you know that?
We can't control.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of my
a good
life
football
listening
player.
to Jason Garrett talk about football.
I've heard that in a meeting.
Then why
I heard
aren't
that in a
you-
meeting a
ding,
time or
ding.
two.
Huh?
Then why aren't you jumping in there, big fella?
I did.
You don't know.
All right, well,
Okay.
You don't know this team.
Jason and Jerry.
you don't know anything.
The coaches I hate in my life were the guys who allowed me to be as mediocre can be. The guys I love this very day, they rode my ass every day. They grinded me. It was hard. They made me better.
Ding. Jerry Jones.
Yeah, probably.
Jason Garrett.
Oh!
No, not necessarily.
Wow.
You threw us for a loop.
Was that
on
in the
one.
heat of a moment?
I don't want to.
Do you have where these quotes were from?
Now.
Like when? What was that?
A couple of them I have.
Say that's good work. You wouldn't have found these quotes. That's solid
Seriously.
work. Right
I just knew that there were some that were just too easy.
That's solid work. Right
There
Okay.
she is.
Who's ready?
One.
Us.
Yeah, hit me.
Okay. Sports gives us the grandest opportunity of all to talk about reaching down and helping up or getting on somebody else's shoulders.
Jerry.
It's Jerry.
Jerry
Famous
loves to talk
saying.
about being on people's shoulders.
That was after when he was inducted into
well,
when he came back to the Star and
He talked
joined
about
us
it.
at lunch.
Well, he talked about it. Yeah, when doing the Hall of Fame and building this awesome facility. Like anything that like he elevates himself. He's like, I stood on a lot of people's shoulders.
yes, he does.
That's a humble brag. by Jerry.
Okay.
It's a flex.
I stood on some shoulders, but don't mistake this for 1 second.
It's a flex.
Okay. Between
with that
Jerry
flex.
and Jason. Don't be some guy in your past or someone you aren't yet in the future. Be the best version of yourself. Have
Jason
passion, a great
Garrett.
attitude, a single-minded focus.
The only thing that matters is what we do now. Is that one coming up? Is that,
No.
Have a cheesesteak.
That
Jerry
was-
flexed on me so hard the first time I ever met him.
Please share this story.
After,
Yes.
no, I don't want to interrupt again.
No,
Sorry.
tell
I only
it.
have one
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Let's go.
I only have one more. And this one is just a great American icon.
Okay.
All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them.
Mickey Mouse.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney
Well, I was close.
That was the same thing.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
You got it.
would not say.
Sure he would.
All right, now tell us about the
All right,
story as
quickly.
we wrap
So-
up.
Come on,
Jesse.
Jesse, tell us the story.
After I won, so the finale of 4th and Long was in AT&T Stadium.
The
before-
reality show that you were on, for anyone who doesn't know.
We
Correct.
need another show about that because I need to know more.
Okay.
4th and longer.
So the show ends. I win the show. Jerry Jones is there, and he takes me. I'm the first player to actually go on a tour, and like he's walking around. He's like, "Yeah, see the screws in these seats? I picked them out." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Even the people that were the construction people, I was in on the company who were hiring the people to build this place. This screen in here, we had to fly these pieces in, and you had to lower them in here. They had to build this thing up. The biggest screen you've ever seen in the world." Like, so he was like walking through, and it's like that right
What
there.
year was
Mine.
2009.
Like right when it opened.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So he was just like, he's like, these screws. I picked everything in the screws of these seats. I remember as a kid going to the Astrodome, and I said one day I'm gonna have something bigger than that.
Astrodome is a rite of passage. Like if you
Yeah.
get told that story, you're officially in with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good story.
it is.
Well-
but he flexed him like I picked the screws in the seats. Dang.
All right.
That is the essence of Jerry. Every detail involved in all of it.
Truth.
And here we are. Lucky because of it.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks,
thanks
Jerry.
guys.
Love you, boss.
We're going to wrap up today's show. Join us Monday through Thursday next week as we don't have anything going on Monday. We'll be back on our regular show.
Bigs are back in town. Bigs are back in town.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!